On the 12th of August, Arsenal kick-started our Premier League season with a 2-1 victory over a defensively solid Nottingham Forest team. In today's video, we're going to be previewing Arsenal's second game of the Premier League season away at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. So what's going on, everyone? You're listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Now, going into this game, Arsenal should be in high spirits. Winning the Community Shield against Man City just 2 weeks ago, and now obviously beating Forest in our first Premier League game of the season. And yes, a nervy game, but ultimately we were in complete control. We were comfortable the whole game. Yeah, I thought we had the game at the scruff of the neck until they scored to set up a somewhat nervy ending that we saw out and we got our victory. Palace, on the other hand, should also be feeling up to it. It's their first home game of the season, so the ground is going to be even more buzzing than usual, and they're going to be coming off a solid 1-0 victory against Sheffield United last weekend. Not to mention the fact that they just signed Olise to a new contract, despite all these rumours and most of us thinking that his move to Chelsea was all but confirmed. He signed a new deal with Palace, so he'll be staying for the foreseeable future in Crystal Palace, right? So with all that being said, I do think Palace and Arsenal should be up to the task, which should give us a competitive and intense game. So we will see tonight. Now, in terms of injuries, Arsenal suffered obviously a blow to Timber in our game against Forest, which has basically ruled them out for the whole season, unfortunately. And another one is Jesus. Obviously, is still recovering from his knee injury. Hopefully, we'll see him on the pitch sooner rather than later. Palace have Olise, Nathan Ferguson and Will Hughes, who at the time of writing are all doubtful to play, but we'll find out sooner rather than later, I think, if they're going to be playing. Now, going to the Arsenal lineup, it should be very interesting. Is Trossard going to start over Martinelli, or is he potentially going to even start over Eddie Nketiah? Personally, I wouldn't drop neither Nketiah or Martinelli. Martinelli was obviously very solid against Forest. He got that beautiful assist with a tremendous piece of skill. And as far as Nketiah, look, I understand the hate he gets, or the criticism, rather be a better word, that he gets from the Arsenal fan base, but when he starts, he usually, especially at home, delivered, right? So I don't see how I can drop him against Palace, considering he did come play for us and he scored his goal. And yeah, I don't see, he didn't really make too much mistakes in the game. He was kind of absent other than the goal, but he did his job. I don't see how you can bench him. But another interesting thing will be to see what happens in the midfield, right? The starting 11. I can't see us playing that same way with Partey at right back. I think we return to our normal defensive line with Gabriel and Saliba as our centre back partnership. Ben White, I think, will be coming up at right back, and either Zinchenko, Tierney, or Tomiyasu at left back, right? I'll be very surprised, though. I would be very surprised to see Tierney start with all these rumours about him leaving and things. But I do think Zinchenko, if he's fully fit, will start. We still don't have word on what's happening with Zinchenko's fitness. He has been training with the team for the past week, but we'll find out. So with our midfield, how is it going to play out? Do we have the Rice, Havertz and Odegaard midfield? Or does Partey come in for Havertz and he pushes Rice to that more 8 role with Partey sitting in at 6? Or do we see Havertz start up top like he did in the Community Shield at the number 9? Personally, I would start Havertz on the bench, have Partey, Rice and Odegaard as my starting 3. That's how I would play that midfield. I think Havertz at number 9, his talents are wasted. He's not a number 9. He's not a clinical finisher enough for it. And I think he's a much better guy running in behind the lines from the midfield position. So I'd have Havertz on the bench. I'd have Partey and Rice and Odegaard in my starting 3 in midfield. Now in goal, I will make a separate video about this in the near future, but I do think Ramsdale should get the starting goal for the time being. Rice just come into the team. I don't see how you can uproot our starting keeper for the past 2 or 3 seasons. He hasn't done much wrong. He's been quite solid. He saved us in a lot of games. So I don't see how you can uproot Ramsdale. Yes, for Raya, who's slightly better with the ball at feet, but I don't see how you can just uproot Ramsdale so early on. So my starting 11, if I could choose, would be Ramsdale in goal. My left back would be Zinchenko, but that's only if he's fully fit. If he's not fully fit, I think you have to start Tierney. I don't see him starting. I think if Zinchenko isn't fully fit, you're probably going to have Tomiyasu at left back. My two centre-backs though would be Gabriel and Saliba. My right back Ben White. Now CDM, like I was saying earlier, I think Partey would be my starting CDM. But I think Havertz could work in the game. If we see Palace probably take a more defensive approach where they want to sit a little bit deeper, you would probably want to have Havertz starting though. So I can understand if Havertz does start why it's happening. I think Rice obviously has to play in midfield with Odegaard. I think those two they have to be in the team. My two wingers would be Martinelli and Saka, same as the Forest game. And up top, like I said, I think I'd still start Nketiah. I wouldn't mind if Trossard starts, but I think Nketiah's come on, he did his job last weekend. I think he has to start, but definitely I do not want Havertz starting at the starting striker position. I think, like I said, his talents are wasted at the number 9 position. He's a much better midfielder, breaking in behind the line. So I would start Nketiah. Wouldn't mind if Trossard plays it at the number 9, but I wouldn't start Havertz. But with all that being said, I would love to know how you guys see our starting 11 shaking out against Palace and what you think the score will be in the comments. Of course, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.